If I had to do high school over again right now, starting as a freshman, and my only goal was to get into an Ivy League school, this is exactly what I'd do. I've looked at over 500 applications. I've talked to kids who got into Harvard with a 1250 SAT, Yale without perfect grades, and Princeton from schools nobody's heard of. And I found something, a pattern, a system that actually works. Here's the thing. Most students, they're playing a game they don't understand. They're joining clubs that don't matter and writing essays that sound like everyone else's. I'm gonna show you the exact strategy I would use if I had 4 years to make this happen. And by the end of this video, you'll have a step-by-step plan that actually works. But first, I need to tell you about the biggest lie you've been told about getting into these schools. Here's what everyone thinks. Perfect grades, 1600 SAT, join every club. Do all that and you'll get in. That's the lie. And it's destroying kids' applications every single year. So what's the truth? Ivy League schools reject perfect students every day. Thousands of them. 4.0 GPA rejected. 1600 SAT rejected. President of 15 clubs rejected. Valedictorian still rejected. Because here's what nobody tells you. Perfect isn't interesting. Perfect is forgettable. Every year, 40,000 students apply to Harvard with near perfect stats. Harvard accepts 1600. So what's the difference? It's not about being perfect, it's about being undeniable. And I'm about to show you how to become undeniable. Here's the framework I use. Freshman year, find your spike and start building depth. Sophomore year, create real impact and collect evidence. Junior year, amplify your spike and build your narrative. Summer before senior year, package everything into a story. And senior year, execute the perfect application. This isn't theory. This is what every successful applicant actually did, whether they realized it or not. So let's break down each phase. But before we start with freshman year, you need to understand the single most important concept in Ivy League admissions. So what actually gets you in? Ivy League schools don't want well-rounded students. They want a well-rounded class. They want specialists, people who are world-class at one thing. The debate champion who won nationals, the researcher who published papers, the entrepreneur who built actual companies, and the musician performing at elite levels. Each student brings one exceptional thing. Together, they create a well-rounded class. So why does this matter for your strategy? If you're trying to be good at everything, you're wasting your time. You need to pick one thing and become undeniably excellent at it. Not 3 things, not 5 things, one thing. Your spike is your ticket in. Everything else is just supporting evidence. So how do you choose your spike? Ask yourself 3 questions. What could I work on for 4 years without getting bored? What do I already have some foundation in? And where can I realistically become top 1% within my context? The intersection of those 3 answers, that's your spike. For me, if I was starting over, I look at what I'm naturally drawn to and where I can build measurable achievements. Let's say it's computer science and entrepreneurship. That's my spike. Now, let me show you how I build that over 4 years. So let's talk about freshman year. The biggest mistake freshmen make, everyone joins 10 clubs, tries everything, and spreads themselves crazy thin. So don't do that. Freshman year is about finding your spike and starting to build depth. So what would I actually do? September and October, I'd explore 3 or 4 activities related to my potential spike. Not joining randomly, but strategic exploration. If my spike is computer science and entrepreneurship, I try coding club and business club, maybe some hackathons and online courses in specific languages. I'm not trying to pad my resume. I'm just trying to find what clicks. November and December, I'd pick the one and go very deep. By Thanksgiving, I'd know which direction feels right. Then I'd quit everything else and commit fully to building my spike. If I chose entrepreneurship, I'd spend winter break learning fundamentals such as business models, customer research, and finance basics. I'd identify a real problem I could solve and talk to potential users and start building initial prototypes. January through May, I'd start building something real, not for my resume, not because colleges want to see it, but because I'm genuinely trying to create something valuable. This could be an app that solves a problem at my school, a tutoring service that actually helps students, or a product that addresses a community need. The key here is to build real impact, real users, and real feedback. So here's what I'm not doing freshman year. I'm not joining NHS, I'm not volunteering randomly, I'm not worrying about leadership positions, and I'm not trying to be well-rounded. I'm building one thing that will define my entire application. So what's the metric that actually matters? By end of freshman year, I should have 200 plus hours invested in my spike. Something tangible to show for it, a clear direction for scaling it, and genuine passion for continuing. So How do you scale this sophomore year? Let me show you. Now, sophomore year, this is where things get real. The goal here is simple. Freshman year was exploration and foundation. Sophomore year is about creating undeniable proof that your spike is real. This is where you separate yourself from students who are just in clubs. So what would I actually do sophomore year? The summer before sophomore year, the most underrated time in high school, everyone's just relaxing, maybe doing a random camp, just wasting time. Not me. I'd use this summer to 10x what I built freshman year. If I built an app with 50 users, I'm getting to 500 users this summer. If I started a tutoring service, I'm systemizing it. If I created content, I'm building an audience. This is when I'm grinding. Around 4 to 6 hours a day on my spike, and every single day. From September through December, I'm not just building, I'm collecting evidence. This could be number of users on my app, revenue, people helped, growth metrics. Or I'm also collecting recognition such as competitions, features, partnerships. Also, it wouldn't hurt if you could get some media coverage, such as interviews or case studies. For my hypothetical entrepreneurship spike, I'd focus on quantitative evidence, such as getting to 1,000 users or $5,000 in revenue, tracking engagement metrics, or documenting growth month over month. Now, let's talk about the competition strategy. Sophomore year is when I'd start entering competitions, not random competitions, strategic ones that validate my spike. For entrepreneurship, DECA competitions, local pitch competitions, and entrepreneurship challenges. For research, science fairs, research symposiums, or paper submissions. And for writing, scholastic art and writing awards, essay competitions, and publication submissions. Here, I'm not trying to win everything. I'm just trying to collect external validation that I'm actually good at this. So what am I building toward by the end of sophomore year? By end of sophomore year, I should have around 400 to 500 total hours in my spike, measurable impact, numbers I can point to, and 2 to 3 external validations. And a clear story I can tell about what I've built. Now here's where I'd add the supporting cast. Now I'd add 2 to 3 complementary activities. Not random activities, activities that support my spike. If my spike is entrepreneurship, I'd join math team, take on leadership in business club, or start volunteering in a business related context. Everything connects back to my central narrative. But how do you make it undeniable junior year? That's next. Alright, junior year, this is where the stakes get real. Junior year is when most students wake up and panic. Oh, I need to start building my application. But you've been building for 2 years. Now you're just going to amplify. So what will I actually do junior year? The summer before junior year, this is when I'd aim for a prestigious summer program. Not because it looks good, because it actually accelerates my spike. For entrepreneurship and CS, I would look at Stanford summer programs, MIT launch, YC startup school, and relevant internships. For research, I would look at RSI, NIH programs, and university lab placements. I'd apply to 5 to 7 programs, get into at least one, and if I don't get in, I'd create my own intensive project. Maybe launch a second product, scale existing project 10 times, or partner with a local organization on something big. Junior year is about making your spike undeniable. So here's what I'd focus on. 1. Scale what's working. If my app has 1,000 users, I'm getting it to 5,000. If my tutoring service helps 20 students, I'm systemizing to help 100. If my content has 500 followers, I would try to build to 2,000. 2. Collect more evidence. More competitions, more recognition, and more external validation. By junior year, I should be winning or placing in competitions regularly. Not because I'm gaming the system, but because I'm actually that good at my spike. 3. Start building relationships. This is when I'd reach out to professors, professionals, and mentors in my field. Not asking for letters of recommendation, asking for genuine mentorship, advice, or collaboration opportunities. These relationships become learning opportunities, networking for opportunities, and potential recommendation letters later. Number 4, I would document everything. I'd start keeping detailed records, monthly progress reports, user testimonials, media mentions, competition results, skills learned. This becomes the raw material for my college essays. Now, let's talk about the academic balance. Here's the reality. You still need strong academics, but I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm trying to be strong enough. So here's the academic strategy. Maintain 3.85 to 4.0 GPA, take challenging courses but not at the expense of your spike, and aim for 1500 plus SAT or 34 plus ACT. Lastly, take APs that connect to your spike or interest. Here, I'm not sacrificing my spike for a 1600 SAT. Strong academics plus exceptional spike beats perfect academics plus no spike. By end of junior year, I should have 800 to 1000 hours invested in my spike. Significant measurable impact, 10x grades from my freshman year, and multiple external validations. So how do you package this into an application? That's the summer strategy. Now we get to the critical summer before senior year. Everyone's freaking out about essays, but you've been building a story for 3 years. Now you just need to package it. So what would I actually do this summer? June and July, I pull out everything I've documented. All my project milestones, competition wins, user testimonials, challenges I've faced, moments of growth, and specific stories. Then I'd identify the 5 most compelling stories, the 3 biggest challenges I've overcome, and the moments that define who I am. Then I would proceed to writing my first draft. I'm not writing about why I want to go to college. I'm telling one specific story that shows my passion for my spike, a challenge I faced, how I grew from it, what I learned, and where I'm going. Specific, personal, and only I could write this. Lastly, I would also get feedback from my English teachers, mentors in my field, family members, and friends who know me well. I'm looking for, is this authentic? Is this specific enough? And could someone else write this? And does it show who I am? Lastly, for each school I'm applying to, I would research specific programs, professors, and opportunities, and identify what makes them unique. Moving on, I'd connect my spike to their specific resources, write school-specific essays with no copy-paste. Now, let's talk about the activity list strategy. This is where 3 years of work pays off. My activity number 1 would be my spike. This takes up the most space. I'm writing specific impact metrics, 1,000+ users, 10K revenue, whatever it is. Activities number 2 and 3 would be complementary activities. These support my spike and show dimension. This could be a leadership position related to spike, academic achievement in related field, or community involvement that connects. Activities 4 and 5 should show I'm human. This could be a sport, creative outlet, or family responsibility. Now let's move on to senior year. This is execution time. The mistake everyone makes: senior year students finally try to build impressive activities. But by then, it's too late. You've been building for 3 years. Senior year is just execution and optimization. So what would I actually do senior year? September and October, I would do an application blitz. And my applications would be the best it can be because I've had 2 months to polish my essays, my activity list is already incredible, and my spike is undeniable. Moving on, I'd ask for recommendations from a teacher in a subject related to my spike who knows my academic ability, is a mentor or professional in my field, and knows my spike depth. I'd give each recommender a detailed brag sheet with specific stories, examples of my work, impact metrics, and why I'm asking them specifically. Now in November or December, if I get in early, I'm done. I celebrate. If I get deferred or rejected, I don't panic. I use December to scale my spike even more, win more competitions, and create more impact so I can apply with a better application in RD and send updates to schools who have deferred. So what's your next step? If you're a freshman or sophomore, start now. Pick your spike, start building, and go deep. If you're a junior, you can still do this. You just have to move faster and be much more aggressive. If you're a senior, it might be too late for this cycle, but you can still apply these principles to optimize what you have. Now let me give you the reality check. Will this guarantee you getting to Harvard? No. Will it maximize your chances and make you a competitive applicant? Absolutely. Will it make you a better, more capable person regardless of where you end up? 100%. And that's what matters. If this blueprint just changed how you're thinking about college admissions, hit subscribe because I'm breaking down strategies like this every week. Drop a comment and tell me what's your spike going to be or what have you been already building. Now, here's the thing. Knowing the strategy is one thing. Executing it is another. Most students know what to do. They just don't know how to do it for their specific situation. If you want help building your personalized 4-year strategy and executing this plan for your specific spike and circumstances, there's a link in description to book a free discovery call. And if you're wondering whether you have what it takes to get into an Ivy, watch this video where I break down the exact indicators that predict acceptance. Click it now to see if you have them. See you in the next one.